Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Boxingwords.com.
You need that fear.
All I'm trying to do is make a stand for something that I truly believe is right. I truly believe is right. I'm the face of boxing. I'm the cash cow. I hold the mic up. I know my job. I know my situation. I want to fight. But it's gonna be worth it. If you want to go for Boxingwords.com.
It's me, Mario.
What is up? What is up, fight fans? Back again. I know y'all didn't think we're going to leave y'all hanging. Every Thursday and Sunday, you can count on three things in this life: death, taxes, and TBV on a Thursday and Sunday. So, of course, we have a huge weekend of fights. Some great matchups, some hot type of fights to bet on. Obviously, we ain't going to get on that show, but we got the ESPN card with Rob Brant. You know, he's fighting Khasan. I'm not even going to try to say his name because I've already fucked it up a few times today. They're fighting for the WBA regular middleweight title. And, of course, you got Joshua Greer on that card. You got Mikaela Mayer on that card. Lennox Allen on that card. Lennox Allen's fighting Derrick Webster, too. So that's a really, really hot fight. I like that a lot. Also on the Fox card with PBC, we got Santa Cruz making his 2019 debut against Miguel Flores. I think that's an underrated fight for sure. We're going to break all that down. And that card with my opinion, the hottest fight of the weekend, Omar Figueroa Jr. versus John Molina Jr. They tried to get it in once before. Didn't happen. Can't remember exactly what the issues were, but I know there were Omar Figueroa issues. And so, yeah, we definitely have an action-packed Fox card. That Fox card is really stacked, too. We're going to break all of that down. Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. We had a morning fight on that. A morning show on that fight, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. You know, definitely some more people weighing in on that. You know, Eddie Hearn having some quotes and comments, so we could talk about how, he's talking about how he's concerned about AJ taking a huge risk fighting Miller in NYC, Miller's backyard. So definitely break that down. Also, we got Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Listen, we are how many days away? I think it's like a month away, something like that. So we got Spence and Garcia press conference this weekend on regular Fox TV. I know my boy Mike broke that down for y'all. Mike put me on that. That's huge. That's huge, guys. Like, I mean, the fact that they're using Fox as a platform, and we're not talking YouTube, we're not talking Facebook, we're not talking streams and none of that. We're talking about this fight being so huge that they're putting the press conference on Fox. That's big time stuff. Plus, we're going to break down the news and notes. Sergey Kovalev and Callum Smith, a possibility. Eddie Hearn signs a nice little heavyweight prospect. Roc Nation in the news, suing over Andre Ward's what they're calling a career-threatening injury. That was something that definitely I did not realize when this news broke that they were suing over. It's a $6.3 million lawsuit. So also we got some other stuff to talk about. Andrzej Fonfara retiring. Badu Jack launches his own promotional company. So we're going to break all of that down and more. Obviously I do want to say here and now, we aren't taking calls. The big man is on vacation, so obviously the soundboard's not going to be able to take calls. We apologize in advance. That said, leave your comments in the live chat. Masterminds, put it in the production chat, and we're going to do our best to read off the best ones, whatever we get a chance. And we're not going to leave y'all hanging. This is the voice of the people, and we are not going to cut y'all's voice off. I promise y'all that. We want to hear from y'all. Y'all are just as big a part of this show. Y'all are definitely the third, fourth, fifth host on the show, so we're not going to leave y'all hanging. Mike, what is up, my man?
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it. I can't say it enough. I speak it, believe it.
2 attempts, handed bands over. Sicko hit, shot and miss. 2 to stand over. Breadwinner, huh? Look who in the building. Let me check my Instagram. I might be at 1 million.
Boxingwords.com.
Yo, what's up, everybody out there in the TBV universe? Real quick before I get to any news, let me do a quick roll call. Big up to Jay Clearly, AD, Primetime Pugilist, Fat Apples, Insta Live News, AD, my guy Smasher One. Who else we got in this month? We got some of the same people. Jay Clearly. You know what I'm saying? And if you're listening right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show. OTKP, Jim JM, Hardcore Boxing News. Big ups to all y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. We got a big show today. You know what I'm saying? We got Rob Brant back in action tomorrow. He defends his WBA regular title against a guy I'm not even going to attempt to say his last name because I'll make a fool of myself. Not going to do it. We got Joshua Greer on the card, Mikaela Mayer on the card, and like Mario said, Derrick Webster versus my guy Allen. I can't think of the first name right now. That's going to be a damn good scrap. Also, we got Leo Santa Cruz back in action this weekend. Leo's back. Guess who's the Zach? Big ups to Leo, man. Really like dude. Also, we got the news about AJ and Big Baby Miller that just signed for June 1st. And we got a lot more news and notes, but I ain't gonna let you bore y'all with my voice. I got a very special surprise, man. I know y'all been waiting on him. I know y'all be like, man, I don't really like dude, but guess what? He a mastermind, and when you mastermind, you get little perks like this right here. Javier, what's going on, big dog?
Damn, man.
I want Joshua, come and see me, baby. No more hiding, no more ducking, no more dodging, no more excuses.
Boxingwords.com.
No more ducking, no more dodging. I'm here, man. I mean, I appreciate the chance, and hey, we got a good weekend. I know it's not action. I mean, it's not like big names, huge names, but it's gonna be a good weekend. We got Rob Brant. I'm starting to become a big fan of Rob Brant after he put them hands on Toyota Corolla. I'm excited to see where Rob can go from here. We're gonna see if my boy Joshua Greer can keep that stoppage streak going. I think it's like 5 or 6 fights in a row. He didn't got a stopper, so we're gonna see if he can keep that popping. Mikaela Mayer, you know, I like her just because, you know, us tall people got to stick together. She got that long jab, stick that jab from across the room. You know, we got Leo. I think this like a little step up for Leo. You know, I mean, not a step up, but a stepping stone to get to that Gary Russell fight that he want. So we're gonna see how Leo perform and what he gonna do. Got a solid strap with Omar Figueroa and John Molina Jr.
Man, I can't believe this shit, man. I didn't got the nigga Javier on the damn show. He come up with a flat energy, man.
Hey, man, I need sick. That's not my fault.
You sick.
You know
sick.
I'm sick. Man, I got the flu. I got the flu. This is my flu game in the first game.
I got some cameras for you, man, coming right now.
That's crazy, man. It's cool, though.
You know you're a casual fan.
Y'all tough. That's tough. Y'all want to attack me on my first show. It's cool, though. I love it. And AJ, you know I'm finna keep it real about AJ. I'm finna tell the truth. I'm gonna say what y'all scared to say. Y'all want to be scared. I'm gonna tell the truth. Be ready. I'm telling the truth. This for Jack. This for Elm. This for the whole UK. I'm telling the truth. You too, UK Mario. We coming for you. I'm gonna tell the truth today. Y'all scared to say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say it. All right, Ron. It's on to you, man.
Boxingwords.com.
I've been doing this. I ain't been up and fell off. I've been through the Lennox Lewis era, the Nassim Hamed era, the Sugar Shane Moses era, the Oscar De La Hoya era, Mark Antonio era. I've been through all the eras, and I still been telling. I'm gonna keep in mind. You do too much talking. The thing is this:
people want their subjective preference to be the objective reality.
HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about Boxingwords.com.
Yo, what's going on, man? We got that Flagship Thursday going on. Like, as always, we got our own Patreon, Rob Brant. Rob Brant has been a supporter of TVV. Like I said, he is a Patreon, and he will be fighting on ESPN. His headline being the A side. So congratulations to him. I'm truly excited to see this ESPN card. It's going to have a lot of action-packed fights. It's going to be on ESPN Plus. In addition to that, you know, I'm going to run down just like they did, but a lot quicker. But I want to talk about maybe this PBC curse or something where these fights that these fighters are supposed to fight are having issues, failed drug tests, injuries. You know, I'm not saying this is all on purpose because obviously it's not, but I'm noticing these headlines after headline fights are having a replacement and the fights that we truly want to see or maybe even we didn't want to see, are becoming even less wanted. So I want to get in details as well. We're going to wrap it up with AJ, Big Baby Miller, a little more insights. And of course, all the extra news, Spence and Garcia, obviously big pay-per-view, Fox pay-per-view. With that being said, let's start the show, man. Let's get this going. How you guys feeling, man?
Before we get started, we got a
Feeling
super
good.
chat from my guy, Anthony Edwards, man. He says, while the duck is away, the geese shall play. And real quick, if you're listening right now on YouTube and you're coming in, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It shows Ness that we are out here killing shit. And if you just like us, you know what I'm saying, just being us, smash the thumbs up button. But yeah, let's go ahead and begin the show.
Well, like Ron said, this is our Patreon, man. So it's like we got to be objective, right? I mean, we can talk about the guys that we want to fight. We could talk about the guys that we like and enjoy, but this is like a dude we got to rock with, right? This dude is TBV. He was on the show, I think like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, something like that. Gave us a really good in-depth interview. And he definitely had a lot to say about his time with Top Rank. He loves how they're treating him. He loves the fact that he is getting the attention that he's getting now. Like Ron said, this is his card. He is headlining it, but also like this is like his moment. I think they're not fighting in his hometown. They're fighting in, I think, where he grew up or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway,
His birthplace is in
birthplace.
Minnesota,
That's what it is. It's his birthplace. Yeah. So he talked about how, he's going to come in. He's got to be that guy that throws a bunch of punches now because of the whole fight with Toyota Corolla. And I don't know. I think that makes for an exciting fight. So that makes me want to watch it even more. If that's his game plan.
I definitely want to say this. The first time I met Rob Brant, he was a very nice guy. He was a very well-spoken gentleman. But at the time when I met him, he was also coming off his first loss. And with that being said, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest. I actually picked against him against what would be the heavy-handed punching guy, Royota. But from seeing that performance and seeing the fact that he went into that division at 168, and I think he fought at 168 when he had his loss, he looked tremendous. His work rate was insane. The amount of punches. I mean, that guy was a machine in that fight. So with that being said, he's in a division where there's Jamal Charlo, there's, Demetrius Andrade, Danny Jacobs, Triple G, Canelo. Like, this is a very star-studded division and a very seeked-out division. So at that point, I think that Rob Brant is probably, when it comes to star power, is at the bottom, but winning these type of fights on this type of platform, and he does it impressively, will eventually get him some notice. So this is a very good opportunity, and he has to perform very well here so that he can probably get pushed into those type of fights.
I just want to say real quick before Mike chops it up, I don't think anyone would blame Ron for that fight with Marotta. Like, Rob Brant was coming in there as the opponent, so like I don't think that anybody could blame you, because I didn't think Brant had a chance, honestly.
I was watching Rob Brant. The first fight that I've seen was a fight against Jürgen Bremer, but I did watch some of his highlights before that fight. But that fight was at 168, so I kind of took that into consideration when he was fighting the guy. The guy was bigger, was more used to being at that weight class, even though he wasn't at that weight class currently. So I didn't take much away from that. But what really shocked me was when he left Derrick James and came with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, and we seen his last fight. That right there could maybe the best move of his career. Like Ron said, he was more active, threw a lot more punches, was willing to stay in the pocket and really put it on Toyota Corolla. So I'm going off the mindset with his second fight with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, he'll probably look even better. And I don't know much about his opponent, Khasan. I just know that Rob Brant from his last fight looks to be the goods, man. And I'm really excited for him getting that A-side treatment over at Top Rank and ESPN. You know what I'm saying? He's been through some roller coasters in his career, so it's good to see that he's getting that A-side treatment. But Javier, how you feel about Rob Brant?
I like Rob. What I saw out of him against Toyota Corolla, man, he basically.
Y'all got to learn how to say this dude's name, man.
I know
Ryota Murata.
Ryota Murata, whatever his name is. I feel like ESPN put him in that fight to basically set him up for bigger fights in the USA and basically try and capitalize on that Japanese market.
Yeah,
and
they
I
wanted
feel
him to
like,
fight Triple G.
and then I feel like Rob Brant kind of took that away. Rob Brant said, "Y'all not gonna disrespect me like that. Like, I'm a great fighter." And I mean, to me, he beat Murata. Like, he had a chance to damn near stop him in that fight.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. And I
Absolutely.
want to real quick say it with Mike's
Yeah.
comment. The fact that you said that, so when we had him on, he talked about how people gel real quick, right? And there's sometimes like you can't give a fighter and a trainer who just been together one fight, even two fights. I've even heard sometimes that it takes years for they start to gel together because you've been a pro for so long and you've had so much coaching. But the fact that they've already gelled, the fact that he's already learning, I mean, it's only going to make him more dangerous. But go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say to Javier's point about Rob Brant. I mean, the guy did upset the apple cart. Everything was stacked against him when he fought Ryota Murata. We all know that Top Rank had wanted that to be a opponent for Triple G because of the Asian heritage that Triple G has. So Rob Brant absolutely upset the apple cart, and I'm just excited to see where he goes from here, and hopefully he's able to get some of those big fights. Go ahead, Ron G. I see
Well,
you
let's get into his opponent. His opponent's Khasan. Like you guys said, I can't pronounce his last name.
Hold on, let me
he's 17.
Everybody won't laugh at me because I stutter. Baysangurov.
So Mike will be the new Jeffrey.
I'm cold with this shit.
Take it the best
That was
you
a
can,
good
man.
try.
Baysangurov.
Because I know a couple of words you messed up the other day, but 17.
Indubitably.
17. So his opponent is 17-0, 7 KOs. He resides in Ukraine, and he's from Russia. He's 21 years of age, and in his last 3 fights, he got 1 stoppage. So at this point, this is going to be his opponent. I'm automatically going to say, looking at his card, a lot of these fights are out of the state, so this would be his first United States fight. And I'm just going to have to put that speculation that I'm unfamiliar with these fighters on there and unfamiliar with who he is and his amateur background. So the safe bet, for my knowledge, is that I'm going to pick Rob Brant. And, based off that outwork, that pacing, I mean, he could probably be in a pace to maybe stop this guy mid-late rounds based off the work rate that he produced in that last fight.
Yeah, a big problem with guys with big work rates is when they come across people that can punch or that have that one punch power. What often happens is they'll get caught trying to give 2 to get 1. And so it's never a good idea. But this guy has coming in. Khasan's got 7 KOs and 17 wins. So I don't know. Not a lot of punching power there, it seems like. So I think that if Brant can just overwhelm him the way he had done in his last couple fights, I think that it would be fairly easy work for him. Again, I don't really know a whole lot about the fighter, his opponent, but I'm still going to pick Brant. I think that he's definitely got a skill level above a lot of other fighters before he started working, in his last couple fights and kind of switching up his approach. But now that his approach is different, I don't know, it seems like he's even more dangerous than before.
And also to that point, Mario, you said you got to be a puncher to stop the work rate. They said Murata was a puncher, and he basically just walked through Murata punches. Like, he just walked through Murata, and he was catching him with a straight right that was serious. I mean, Murata couldn't move out the way of the straight right, to be honest. It just kept catching him every time. I like Rob, man.
Well, Nets will be back Sunday, so we are serving crow. And I just hate I can't get these calls, boy. I just lucky. But panelists, Ron G, starting with you. Who you got, Rob Brant or Khasan?
I'm gonna go with what conceivably seems to be objective, but I'm gonna go with Rob Brant, and I just feel that just based off how this fight and the storyline set up, Rob Brant is to showcase his skills at his birthplace and build his fan base and his following against an undefeated fighter, and then go on to better things. So I like Rob Brant. I'm just going with him.
And real quick, everybody in the chat, let me know who wins. But before you do that, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Mario, who you got, Rob Brant or Khasan?
I'm not even going to pretend to be objective. I think Rob Brant's going to win. I'm picking him because he's a Patreon. Just like when Javi and Ness finally get it on in June, I'm picking the Patreon Javi to win too. So I'm rocking with Patreons all day.
Speaking of Patreon, what's going on, Javier?
That's love. That's love. Hey, man, stop it. Ness told me he ain't ready for March. So I ain't been training. So he ain't finna trick me and get me in late notice. But give me Robert James Brant. I'm going with Rob Brant. Give me him by late late round knockout because I feel
I
like
really hope. I really hope that's his middle name.
That's his middle name, bro. I'm on box right.
All right, my bad. My bad. I thought you just gave him the main names out here. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know.
You just give him his own middle name. What sounds good?
But bro, I think it's gonna be a late round knockout. To be honest, I think that pressure gonna equal up to a knockout, man.
Based off what I seen from Rob Brant last fight and being with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, I think that I'm leaning towards more of Javier, and I think Rob Brant probably will get the stoppage this weekend against a guy that we don't know a whole lot about. But on to the undercard for that.
The co-main night.
Don't
pillows
blink.
out.
Daniel, we got your boy on, baby. We're talking about your boy, Daniel. What's going on, man? Joshua Greer from Chicago.
Y'all talking about Don't Blink.
Daniel know him personally, so Don't Blink, man. Yeah, like Javier said, he's on a 4 or 5 street KO. The guy's been fighting on Showbox. Now he's over at ESPN, and the guy looks like he's gonna be something to be like reckoned with in his division. He's been getting guys out of there in spectacular fashion. I'm talking
He's
about
actually got guys out early in the last 6 fights.
Yeah, and he was doing it.
And
like
it was one
fashion.
fight he had a decision, but then the 2 before that was also a KO. So,
and for everybody out there who don't really know who Joshua Greer is, only thing you got to remember, the guy with the pillow that say "Don't blink." That's his NBA trademark. So if you watch boxing and you're a boxing fan, then you know who I'm talking about now. But Mario, man, what you think about this fight? I really don't know a lot about Giovanni Escaner. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know much about Escaner, but I think that what we do know about Josh Greer is he's looked amazing in his last few performances. Well, the last few that we've been able to see, because I think it was that Glenn Dizern fight that they didn't show. Whatever it was. He's definitely looks the part. Got big pop. I think that the way he put punches together is really exciting, because a lot of times guys will throw like the first couple punches that really don't mean anything, but this guy puts everything behind everything. He sets you up very well, kind of brings you in, but he can also pressure very well. So that there's a lot of facets to his game. A lot of people look at him and they talk about the fact that he's 19-1, but to me it's kind of like, I'm not going to say he's undefeated, because obviously he's lost, but man, he lost that fight in 2015. It's been a really long time and a lot of fights since then. So you can kind of cut the kid some slack, learning on the job, but definitely I'm going with Josh Greer for sure. Joshua Greer by knockout.
Hold on. Real quick, his opponent, what's the guy's name? Giovanni has never been stopped before, but he did retire on his stool. So that's cause I was looking up some research for the betting show tomorrow. And for everybody who's thinking about the betting show next time, there's no Patreon. I got a treat for you tomorrow. I got a treat for you guys tomorrow. We all gonna be here tomorrow. Hopefully, if I get the panelists between 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, and we're gonna do the betting show live on here on YouTube. Not gonna be a every week thing, but since Ness is on vacation, Patreon to YouTube, because I feel like that betting show does a lot of good and people are really in tune with that. Ron G, I'm sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, it's all good. Look, I like Joshua Greer's fighting style. When you see him, you see a very athletic individual who performs, and he's very entertaining. Kind of like how Teofimo Lopez. He's very electric, very athletic, and he produces what many people would say is the most entertainment factor of boxing, the knockout. And at that point, I've been at this fight out in Oakland, and everything I describe is what I saw. You go out there, you can ensure that this is the type of fight you're going to get. You're going to hopefully get the pillows out, and he runs around in the corners, and this is a very marketable dude, and I think this is the reason why Top Rank picked him out. He's stepping up, I guess, and his opponent is not really the most known fighter. He's fought in the Philippines the first time in the United States. He holds a record of 19 wins, 3 losses, and like Mike said, one of them by a stool quidditch, but he has 12 KOs. So at this point, this guy's a little bit older. He's 28, but he definitely possesses a little bit punching power to some unknown fighters. But from this point, I believe once again, this is just another fight that just produces Joshua Greer status to be one of the more entertaining fighters in the stable. And some people would even say the top ranked diet, like Ness would say. We went back to back with 2 guys that we're unfamiliar with and have no idea, but we know who the fighters are. So at that point, the most important thing for these guys to do is win in spectacular fashion so that we can see them in bigger and better fights. Joshua Greer fights in the bantamweight division. There's a lot of great guys out in there, so that maybe future matchups, we can probably see him maybe one of those guys, the Lonnie Tetes, the Nito Donairs, the Louis Neri, maybe future step-ups. You know, this guy definitely shows a lot of the goods, so hopefully he can face some of these guys in the near future and not continue to kind of fight these type of opposition. But he has to win, and he needs to win by knockout if he wants to get my cosign.
One thing that I do like about Greer, he understands that boxing is a showman sport, and he does bring out his pillow. He does go by the moniker "Don't Blink," so that gives the fans some kind of excitement and expectation when he comes in the ring. So I'm glad that he understands that boxing is one of those showman sports, and just keep on doing what you're doing, man. I'm telling you, man, everything gonna work out for you. But Javier, go ahead, man.
Also, Josh Greer show you one of those people that when you're younger, you develop in power. Because when you look at his first group of box rec fights, first group of fights, it's a lot of decisions. But lately, his power been coming on. So I mean, it show you that people grow into power, kind of like these other fights like Shakur and people like that. Like people grow into power, and as they get on, the power is real. But I mean,
no, you're definitely right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Josh Greer does he do stuff with snack? So we've seen a lot of these snack fighters improve their cardio, improve their strength by all those machines and stuff they have at the snack headquarters. So
yeah, the machines.
Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, he is 24, and so I think going to Javi's point, he's absolutely right. Like a lot of people don't understand that you get this man strength. So when you watch a lot of 18-year-old, 19-year-old fighters or even baseball players, there's a reason why football doesn't let you, go straight from high school. There's a reason why basketball is the way it works the way it is, because there is a complete difference between the strongest guys at 18, 19 years old. By the time they get to 24, I mean, there's just a difference, and sometimes even later in life. So absolutely, Javi's right. It's just natural power takes over. Regardless of how much natural power you have, you grow into it. You grow into that strength, and it adds to it. He
also in a stacked division, so I mean, depending on how fast he want to move up, he gonna have to fight some people to get to that strap. Because it's some tough fights in that division. Manny Rodriguez,
Inouye, yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's your boy.
I definitely, I like Emmanuel Rodriguez too, and I wish I got to see a little bit more Ryan Burnett. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see much of him. But I definitely say there's some good fights for him to step into that division before he goes to the guys like Emmanuel Rodriguez and Onita Donaire, or even the likes of Inouye, or the guy who just beat Rasheem Nordine, that's trained by Roy Jones Jr. I mean, I would like to see him step up, maybe one of the McDonald's, maybe eventually face Rasheed Warren when he gets a little bit more.
He could beat Rasheed. He could beat Rasheed. Rasheed wasted my money. He could put hands on Rasheed.
He's still he
can give Rasheed that step, 2-step. That's how I feel.
That'll be a nice barometer test for him. You know what I'm saying? But I guess it's safe to say that we all are going with
Joshua Greer. Absolutely.
All right, next we got Mikaela Mayer versus Yarly LaRosse, or whatever the hell her name is. Look here. Mikaela Mayer, man, she is one of those, to me, and be all honest with, she's one of those blue chip prospects. Like Javier says, she's tall, she's lean, she possesses a long jab that she can use to her advantage, and she's at 130. So I'm excited to see her win her title or get a title at 130. But we all know the fight that we want to see with her and Katie Taylor being so close in weight. So hopefully she goes out and put on another dominant performance. She is a friend of the show, so big ups to her, and we are going to be rooting for her this weekend. Mario.
Yeah, listen, this is a big opportunity for women's boxing. It's huge. They're getting their chance to, because they've been on the flyer. Mikaela Mayer's been on the flyer. She was headlined at the press conference. Her name was in the announcements. She is part of this attraction. She is part of the attraction. She's one of the reasons that they're trying to get people to come and watch the show. So, the fight. So, the fact that she's going to be on TV, the fact that she's, I think, going to be opening up the main telecast, if I'm not mistaken. I thought I read that right. But, regardless whether she's on that or not, she's going to be on prime time. You know what I'm saying? And so it's a good look for women's boxing, as Mike has said. And shout out to Mike too. Mike's been advocate of women's boxing. He always puts them out. He always talks about the big fights that could be made. That's something very different on the show. If you've been a long time listener to the show, women's boxing never ever got any sort of love. Only around Olympic time. That was it. We'd only cover the first year that they got into women's boxing. In the Olympics, but it's steadily grown, and Mike knows that. He understands that. And the fact that Mikaela Mayer is going to go out there and hopefully put on a great performance can only help all female boxers. So, yeah.
And that's one thing that I really don't understand about not just only boxing fans, but like fans in general. If you're a fan of basketball, if you're a fan of boxing, why not watch the women's sport too? Like, I was maybe one of the only people that I knew that watched the WNBA because I was a fan of Maya Moore. I was a fan of my girl Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. The list goes on. Alyssa Leslie, Candace Parker. I mean, I was a fan of all those. So it's just, to me, if I'm a fan of yours and I'm a fan of the sport, I'm gonna check you out. Like Mikaela Mayer, like Carissa Shields, like Christina Hammer, like Cecilia Brackett, like Katie Taylor. I mean, my girl from Chicago, her name is Jessica McCaskill. So if you're really a true fan of the sport, man, show your support by watching these women boxers and women wherever they do, man. I mean, women are just as important as men in this culture.
Hey, Mike, did you mention you ain't mention your one?
Yeah, look here, man. We ain't gonna do that. Are we gonna do that on live on air, bro? Hey,
oh, now you don't want to do it.
I see your girl. Smiling.
That's one of your favorite fighters, Mike.
Yeah. She definitely is one of my favorite
Mike
fighters.
her more than he like Terrence Crawford, more than he like Deontay Wilder. Boy, Mike ready to go to Alicia fight. Mike want to be in camp. Hey, man, Mike, we can get that set up for you. Get you in that Alicia camp, man. We'll get some good videos from you. I don't know if it's gonna be in. Never mind.
Alicia's not fighting this weekend, man. She's fighting February 23rd. But Mikaela Mayer is fighting this weekend. What's your opinion on that?
But Mikaela Mayer, she represented USA 2016 Summer Olympics. Many people don't know, over at Brazil. She started boxing at the age of 17. So now at this point, she holds a record of 9 wins, 4 KOs. Like everyone says, don't be a broken record. I think she's extremely talented. Once again, I think this card is set up for all their top ranked, prospects. Just like in the picture that you see, these three right here are supposed to not just win, but supposed to shine. And I think that this is a great platform for, these guys to perform. That's all we got to need. We need a performance. And I think in the women's boxing, there's a lot of great skill and technical aspects in it. But, is pretty interesting, pretty cool to see a couple stoppages and knockouts when it comes to women boxing. I know recently Amanda Serrano got a stoppage in the first round. Regardless of the weight disparity, there was a huge gap that many people felt. But the knockout was what created all this buzz, in her previous fight. Like, oh, she should fight Katie Taylor. She stopped her last fight. She got the 8 division world champion. So not just winning the titles, but winning them impressively, and maybe get some stoppages, can bring some more eyes for the women's division. So hopefully Mayer can go out, get the stoppage, and then she can proceed into the better fights.
I like Mikaela though. She got that. I remember her last fight that I watched. She just had a really good jab, and she used her length to her advantage. Like, she's one of them women who kind of lanky, so they got extendable arms compared to other women, so she can use her jab way better than
they got a longer reach.
Yeah, but
instead of extendable,
I don't know.
Well,
Her elbow got a little extra length in it.
Yeah, but what the problem is that when I see women fight, and I think that specifically boxers, I think with heavier, I don't ever really see this in MMA fights as much, but the female boxing, they don't follow through on a lot of their power punches. And I think the reason why is because they don't have a ton of power. But with Mikaela Mayer, you see her follow through. You see her commit to punches. And so that's a big difference that I've seen. But, I'm not going to lie. I've only watched the big women's fights over the years, or whatever is on beIN Sports, to be honest with you. So, that might not extend for everybody in the division, or in the women's fighting, but it definitely extends to a lot of them. And Mikaela Mayer has shown that she does not, she commits to punches.
Put me down for Mayer on the crow list. Which
me too.
I won't eat no crow list.
Mayer, give me Mayer. I got Mayer and Greer. I don't know if you heard that or not. I got Mayer.
Yeah, man. I got everybody. I'm pretty sure we're all on the same route. Next, we got Lennox Allen versus Derrick Webster. Now, I don't really know much about Lennox Allen, but Ron wasn't in gym with him and seen him live in action. But I did have an interview with Derrick Webster, so I know Webster is more of a boxer puncher. He's not really the guy that's going to go out there and seek the knockout. He's more reliant to work behind his jab. So it's going to make for a very interesting fight. But I don't know who I'm really rocking with right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I even want to pick this fight. It's going to be a tough fight to pick.
Yo, let me get a little bit in. I was just out in the Lennox Allen's camp. I'm gonna post a lot of the footage between tonight, maybe tomorrow, some interviews and some work. So he's out in the Sosa's crew. So big up to Sosa, trainer Big Baby Miller, trainer Chris Colbert. Out here in Atlas Cops and Kids out in New York. So I'll tell you this though, this guy definitely showed a lot of power, a lot of grit from what I've seen, and I'm pretty sure that he's going to come and win in the fight. If you look at his previous fights, he has a lot of stoppages in a row. And he has a lot, weight on his shoulder from his birthplace. He has a lot of support from his nationality, his country. So at this point, I believe this is some sort of title eliminator for something. I don't know if it's for like a regular belt, because, there's that rumor of Canelo maybe dropping his 168 belt. So it could be something for an elimination for that belt. But at some point, I believe in this fight is going to get a little rough, and it depends on what Derrick Webster can do with his boxing abilities to kind of maybe try to keep Lennox off of him. And I think there's going to be a great, exciting fight. I definitely would say keep an eye on it. But the 168 division is starting to get more attention, more excitement, just because of the guys like Callum Smith. Canelo was flirting up in there. Caleb Plant's great performance recently. Gilberto Ramirez, and then Caleb Truex and Peter Quillen facing David Lemieux, rumored to be in this division, as well as the WBC fight, the Anthony Durrell and Yildirim, so maybe David Benavidez might go after that again. So this is going to be a fun division, and there's new faces in here, and they want to introduce themselves in it. So the winner of that, you're probably going to see more in that.
Well, I don't know. Listen, Lennox Allen, the one thing I do know about him is that he's 33 years old. I know he's coming into this fight, and we haven't seen a lot of him. So he's putting into a position where fighting Derrick Webster, it's a great matchup. I really think that it's a competitive fight at the very least. But Derrick Webster is 36 years old. So, you know what I mean? It's not like either one of these guys has Father Time on their side. They have to really commit to getting their shot because, we don't know in this sport. It could be their last at that age. That said, man, I'm going to rock with I was going to just about to pick Derrick Webster just because I see him so much more. And then I was like, I don't know. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going Webster. I think Allen's going to win, to be honest with you. But I'm picking Derrick Webster, seen him fight more times. And I've been a fan of his for a long time. I think it'll be competitive. So, just put me down for Derrick Webster. If Allen wins, great. I'll be happy for him.
Don't put me down for nothing. I don't want to give you no blind choice. Because
you're going to take Crow just for not picking then.
That's crazy because I've been seeing y'all do it plenty of times. Don't do that.
I'm gonna plead the fifth on this. Guys, I just definitely gonna say you guys should definitely peep the fight. I had a long week with a whole bunch of stuff, so I wasn't able to truly get to the nitty gritty. But on Patreon, the betting show, we're definitely gonna do a little bit just because there's obviously money to be made on every fight. So we're gonna see who would win money wise on Friday on Patreon. Maybe we'll look into this fight a little bit more into that. But definitely check this fight out. I feel like this fight is definitely not going to be a boring, sleeping fight. I think you're going to get some actions and maybe some knockdowns, maybe a knockout. So,
in the words of the great Deontay Wilder, I'm going to go ahead and go with my guy Mario and do a Tekashi 6ix9ine and hold my nuts while you two guys squat while you piss.
Pretty much just swing and pray. Swing and pray.
I'm going with Allen by KO.
I ain't catching none of what you was talking about. You were talking about squatting where you piss. And...
All right, there we go. Hey, at least he picked it, man. At least he picked it, homie.
Hey,
my man Mike.
just because Mike picked him. It's
So
gonna be
one
some
of us
crow
is
coming.
definitely eating crow, but I think because we
Yeah.
picked it, we don't got to eat the crow. But
And y'all just summon a draw now. You guys just summon
I
a
know,
madness draw.
And also on that card, we have Steven Nelson versus Felipe or Romero. Steven Nelson is trained and managed by Bomac. He's in that Terrence Crawford camp.
Oh,
Not really going to go into too much detail on
Why
this
not?
fight. I think it's a showcase fight for Steven Nelson, and probably going to be on Terrence Crawford big card in New York.
And also,
but,
let me give a shout
definitely
out.
a showcase fight.
Let me give a shout out to my boy Albert Bell. I used to live in Toledo, Ohio. Albert Bell is from Toledo. He just recently signed with Top Rank. So this is his second fight, 13-0. He's been out there with like Robert Easter, you know, Mike's favorite also. So definitely want to see this guy shine. He's definitely been around good competition around Toledo. And so hopefully we see good things from this guy. So he's fighting a guy that's 10-6. I'm definitely assuming this guy is going to be there just for him to be showcased. He's lost his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 last 6 fights. So yeah, and they were all his losses were almost in the United States, and all his wins was in Uganda. So I'm definitely going to say that at this point, Albert Bell should come in here and get a performance knockout, hopefully, and then move on to better things. So one of the prospects on the undercard.
Next, we got the Fox card with Leo Santa Cruz versus Rafael Big Bang Rivera in LA. Oh man, Leo's back, man. Leo's back. Leo's been out for a little while, you know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see him back, but I really don't think this is going to be much of a challenge for him. Like the same thing for Steven Nelson. I think this is maybe a showcase fight for him to lead up to that Gary Russell fight. But what do you guys think?
Well, keep in mind, like originally this was supposed to be, I believe, what was it, Miguel Flores?
Yeah, and I said Miguel Flores. I completely forgot they took him out.
So at this point, Miguel Flores suffered an injury, and you know, I'm gonna pick Leo Santa Cruz just because the fact that I feel like a lot of people wasn't really fancy of Miguel Flores being the opponent, Leo Santa Cruz, especially coming off those Carl Frampton fights, you know, Gary Russell, you know, we're just like, you know, the Abner Maris fights. We're like, all right, man, let's get this division with those unification fights. He's one of the top guys. We really want to see that Gary Russell fight. So seeing that announcement was kind of like, But at this point, I truly want to just talk about how PBC, unfortunately, has had a couple cards that their main headlines, you know, the Charlo had the issue where they had the last minute replacement with Korobov. And there was a lot of controversy with that fight amongst, you know, writers and the internet. Then from that point, Abner Mares was originally supposed to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And unfortunately with him, he had some sparring problems and, you know, suffered his eye injury. So at that point, it made a fight that many people thought was in favor of Gervonta Tank Davis. Now against a guy who is soonly be knocked out, was shown to be knocked out in the first round. So now at this point, Leo Santa Cruz is coming here against Rivera, you know. Is it a curse? Are they not having the appropriate backups? Is it just unfortunate? Like, what's your overall opinion about that? Because this is the third time where we've seen the cards switch up this year so early in a couple months.
That's true, man. It has been a lot of injuries or pullouts or whatever you want to call it with the PBC main events, especially with Fox. I believe this is their second one. First one being the Charlo, and now this one. So
no, and the Gervonta Tank Davis and the Tank Davis one too.
That was on Showtime. That was on
Showtime.
My
bad. You said Fox. My bad. That's my bad.
Fox. But I'm just looking like maybe just, you know what I'm saying, case of bad luck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, can't really control guys getting injured or the whole situation that happened with Willie Monroe. I made a stance on that a long time ago. If you guys want to know my stance on that, go back and watch that show. But I don't think Willie, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think Willie did anything wrong.
I agree. Anyway. I agree with you, Mike. I think that it's just, you know, some bad luck. Look, if you remember back in like 2012, 2013, Golden Boy had a run of bad luck. I think there was a Victor Ortiz fight that got canceled, Andre Berto fight. I think it was with Shamos. That was even before that. But they had a string of fights. Khan was part of one of them. So, you know, before Golden Boy and PBC, back when they were one entity, basically under Richard Schaefer, they had a few fights that were canceled back to back to back. So this happens to promoters from time to time. I'm sure if we went down the record books, we could find Top Rank. So at the same time, I get where Ron's coming from. I mean, not that Ron's making the point, he's just bringing up the issue. But I get the issue. It seems a little not suspicious, but it's just unfortunate, I guess is the best word. It sucks, but I mean, look, we're gonna get more fights. They're gonna happen. These fighters are gonna fight. They want to fight. I believe that if Abner Mares could have chosen to fight, under almost any other circumstances, he would have. So, we'll get the fights, but I definitely think Leo Santa Cruz is gonna win this fight. I will say though, looking at Rafael Rivera's record, he's beaten Ruben Tamayo. He's definitely a hard scrapper. He beat Wilfredo Vasquez Jr. Yeah,
my man's
not
lost
great.
to Joseph Diaz.
Yeah, he did lose to Joseph Diaz more recently, and Joet Gonzalez too. But he has a few decent fighters under his belt that he's beaten. That said, not enough for me to pick him in a short. I
think Leo Santa Cruz should win just simply because of the fact, and there's no disrespect to Rivera, just because of the couple wins that you said, but. Ruben Tamayo was like 26-9, and coming off of his last 3 fights, he's lost 2 of his last 3 fights, and his only win in the last 3 fights was against a guy who had 10 wins and 14 losses, 1 draw by first round stoppage. So I feel like at this point, this is definitely a fight they had to hurry up put in. The kid definitely has knockout power from Mexico. He's 26 wins with 17 KOs. But just looking at, his last couple fights and being shut out completely by Joseph Diaz, I think this was just not a fight that, PBC wanted, but they had to keep the card going because they were already fully invested into the event.
I ain't even finna harp on it. We're gonna be honest here. Leo gonna win. We pretty much almost know that unless some freak happen. But I just want to say, it's some dogs in this division, and this division heating up. I just want to say boxing heating up to be in general, bro. Like, this division is becoming stacked. We got Warrington. He heating up. Oscar Valdez just fought. Warrington just fought. Well, not just fought, but he fought not too long ago.
He's going to fight Kid Galahad, too.
Exactly. Then you got Gary Russell. Gary don't fight but one time a year, so we don't know when that's coming, but it's coming eventually. But then Lee Selby fighting Omar Douglas next week.
And we got Oscar Valdez, King
Tug going up, right? Lee Selby going up like 2 divisions.
Yeah, you're right. He's going up. We got Oscar Valdez too. King Tug.
Don't you ever mention that King Tug on this damn show?
Oh yeah,
man.
You lost your money.
Don't you ever?
You
King Tug name on the show.
Oh no,
man.
Why you so angry?
He got all the power, man. He got Superman power, man. Motherfucker ain't get no kind of knockout.
Hey, that sounds like you lost the parlay, bro. That sounds like it. Hey. But going back to it, Shakur Stevenson is definitely in this division too. He definitely wants to move up in here.
Stay away from that man. And everybody in 126, stay away from Shakur Stevenson.
Shakur got to fight with Christopher Diaz. If he can spark Christopher Diaz out quick and easy, man,
I think he wins that fight, but it's gonna be a good fight though.
Yes, it's
gonna be on the forget Kanzu in that division, baby. Kanzu.
Kanzu just pulled a major upset, man.
Yeah, Kanzu, yep. Against Rojas?
Rojas.
Yeah.
They might have cheated Rojas a little bit, but it's cool.
I think it's all set to say that we're rocking with Leo, right?
Yeah. Which means we got to move on to
we need to go to the good fight. I think
this should have been
This should have been the main
event. They could have put it. Well, I don't know. It's tough, man. I get why they did it.
I'm a big fan of that. Oh yeah,
okay, my bad.
Mario. Yeah,
man. Listen,
this your fight of the weekend.
Omar Figueroa Jr.
Say what?
The Texas boy.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I heard Texas. Now
I from where?
He's from Texas. He's from Wesco.
H-Town, stand up.
Listen, he's coming in now. The problem is he hasn't fought since July 2017 when he beat Robert Guerrero. Win a 3 TKO. Before that, he had a nice little run. He beat Ricky Burns, Antonio DeMarco. So, he was on a nice little run. The problem with Omar's always been training.
He was supposed to fight your boy.
I know. And listen, he was actually supposed to fight John Molina Jr. before, too. So, the boy can't seem to train. Listen, he doesn't love boxing like his brother does. He doesn't. That's been the whole MO his father will tell you that. Like, he's definitely a dude who chose it as a career more than like as a passion or anything.
I hate to see if he fall in love with it. Good God Almighty.
Well, I know, and that's the thing. The one thing he does love is fighting. He loves going in there, loves mixing it up. So a guy like John Molina Jr., perfect. These guys are going to create fireworks. The question is going to be, do they have enough stamina, enough juice in the tank to make this a fight of the year type of candidate? I don't know. It's probably not the case, but I do think we'll get at least a good 3-4 rounds of action and fighting before one of them wears out and the other one just absolutely takes over. I'm going to go with my heart, though, and I'm picking Omar Figueroa Jr. I don't know if he'll have enough in the tank, but let's see.
Hey, you want to be honest, though, bro? Now one of these dudes that fought since 2017, I'm just like, this could be a sloppy fight.
It could be
sloppy.
And Omar's been sloppy even before when he was fighting, so it could be, but I think it's going to be action-packed.
Hey, you know who put them hands on John Molina? My boy AB, about boxing, about billions. He put hands on John.
And when was that? 2002?
15, bro. Don't do that.
Shit,
Don't disrespect AB.
Man, I have a bad memory. 2005, you said, right?
Don't worry about it. You're gonna see somebody gonna see you in a month. Somebody finna see you in a month.
Before Terrence Crawford did, right?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Mike, help me out, Mike, because you should know. But what did Crawford do?
We don't brag about stay busy fights. You know what I'm saying? We don't brag about stay busy fights.
Do though? What did Crawford do?
AB beat him for 12 rounds.
A stay busy fight.
I beat him for 12 rounds. Yeah, we get our food. You know what I'm saying? We eat it and get him out of there. You know what I'm saying?
We was playing with
Crawford
our food.
Beats dudes that AB like considers as trophies.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway, look here, man. Omar Figueroa Jr. man is supposed to been back in action against AB, but unfortunately he has some things that he has to take care of. But I just think he may be getting John Molina Jr. at the right time. John Molina may be a little bit past his time, and young kid, man, coming in. I really think that he is going to get the victory. Like Mario said, I think that this might be the fight of the night. Go ahead, Ranji.
Now, just to remind a whole bunch of people, because I originally went to try to cover the Victor Ortiz and Molina fight. That fight was supposed to originally happen out last year, but Victor Ortiz had his situation with alleged raping, so he's going through all that, and the fight was canceled. So at that point, I actually got some footage, and it was backstage, just on the Boxing Voice, but I had these two guys lined up doing a face-to-face, like, oh man, you guys should definitely fight, you know what I'm saying? And then sure enough, when they did those Fox announcements, I was like, oh, they're fighting. Your boy was in the back. I was hearing them kind of like, yo, we definitely should get this going. So at this point, I think John Molina was already mentally prepared to have a rough and tough fight coming off, his win. He had a recent knockout, I think, in 2017. So he was supposed to go fight Victor Ortiz. So I think he's been conditioned a little bit. Omar Figueroa had his issues from injuries to his drinking altercation or something. So look, I think this fight is going to be fun, just like everyone else is. I think Omar should be able to pull this out. And at this point, it just really, really curious where he goes from this point, because this is obviously a fight that he's supposed to come in. I believe he's the A side. He should step in and win. But from that point, him fighting in these type of divisions, he's been fluctuating up and down in multiple different weight class. I don't even know what weight class it's supposed to be in. I know he's probably fluttering around 140. I don't know if he was supposed to do a catchweight with Adrian Broner, but the division at 140 got, Regis Progress, Maurice Hooker, Ivan, Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez. And we already know what 147 looks like. And I don't think he's going to be able to go down to 135. So after this fight, I'm just really curious where he goes with his career, because these are going to be two heavy duty divisions. I think his best bet is probably to stay at 140 if he can. But if he moves up to 147, I just don't know the success that he's going to get there.
Safe to say everybody's going with Omar?
I am.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Omar.
I bet. Let's move on, man. We got Carlos Baltamirs versus Jose. I can't say his last name. I ain't going to try it.
Man, Carlos is going to win that fight. This kid is a prospect. He's 6 wins, 5 KOs. He has a lot of great attribute about him. Incredible amateur background. At this point, another prospect I truly like that's been underneath the Heyman staple is Joey Spencer. This kid is up there, in my opinion, when it comes to top prospects. He's very incredible, very talented, and I'm pretty sure this kid is going to stop this guy. This kid's really, you know, he's not the youngest, but he's 22, you know, coming off the amateur background. So I still think he's going to be moved up properly, just like how they do all the other prospects, and, you know, kind of get him from prospect to contender slowly. But just expect that to be a showcase knockout in my honest opinion.
Look, he's 6-0 with 5 KOs. They're gonna move him up, you know, slowly, steadily. Nothing wrong with that. Carlos Balderas, you know, if you're a hardcore fan, you've definitely more than likely heard the name. He's a guy who's coming from the transition from the amateurs. A lot of people are hype about. I would even say that I started hearing his name before Joey Spencer. Obviously Joey Spencer is a much more hype name at this point, but yeah, definitely I hope that they show him in one way or another, because I'm not sure if it is on the telecast. I saw earlier when we were looking for it, it said that he was around that time frame for it to come on, but I'm not sure 100%, but I hope we definitely get to see it.
And he fights at like 130, 135.
Yeah,
exactly
135-ish.
He's going to campaign at.
He's going to get bigger too. He's a guy that's got a frame.
So that's going to be around. Maybe he might be flirting with, like, you know, Teofimo Lopez's. No, Teofimo might go up and win. Maybe Tank Davis's. You know, that's going to be around the weight class he's going to be at. So just curious where he goes from his career. It's going to be a couple years before we see him in that type of level, but hopefully we can see some good action from that fight. And then
we got Ivan Redcatch in action too.
Yeah, Ivan Redcatch back, and Hugo Centeno
Jr. also not against each other, obviously, but yeah, separate action. So that's a decent card. Look, if you're gonna be there,
and just to remind people, who was what was Centeno's last fight?
He got
knocked out.
He fought against Charlotte. Yeah, he fought against Charlotte. It's a second round KO.
I'm gonna say Jarrell, but
Jamal Charlo.
Yeah,
he's coming off of a loss right now.
Yeah, he's definitely coming off a loss, but he's a tough fighter. He really is, and he's fun to watch too.
He went tough against Charlo.
He definitely wasn't. Well, look, Hugo is a talented fighter, but he's definitely a notch below, maybe even a notch and a half below that kind of talent.
Charlo walked through him though. I mean, Charlo just walked.
Charlo walked through J-Rock, but J-Rock is still a credible talent.
Unlike AB, real champions don't play with their food. Moving on. We're gonna move on to Anthony Joshua versus Jarrell Miller. Announced June 1st at Madison Square Garden. Eddie Hearn is concerned a little bit, thinking maybe AJ is taking a big risk fighting Big Baby Miller in New York City. But before we get to Ron G or Mario, we got a mastermind on, because we kind of gave our thoughts on it already. Javier, take it away, brother.
Hey, I'm finna tell the truth, man. Anthony Joshua finna get exposed, man. Anthony Joshua is about to get exposed, not even in the fight. He about to get exposed in the press conferences. I mean, Big Baby just finna get under his skin. Big Baby finna get under his skin, and AJ ain't gonna be able to handle it. I'm letting you know that right now, because AJ's sensitive. He's sensitive. He be in his feelings. He talked crazy to Brazil, but bro, I feel like I could talk crazy to Brazil the way he was coming back. So I'm a problem. I'm dangerous. Don't nobody care about that, Brazil.
I mean, he told Big Baby he was gonna smack him,
and Big Baby said, "Do it." Is he gonna do it? Nah, he ain't gonna put hands on Big Baby. He don't want that work. AJ really don't want that work, man.
You got Joshua messed up, man. I don't know. What you
y'all got Big Baby messed up.
Don't test Joshua, big dog.
Y'all got Big Baby messed up.
Who had Big Baby beat to even say that he's on the level of Anthony Joshua?
I already saw him get in AJ head. Already saw it. AJ been in his feelings. AJ was in his feelings over there taking his belts off. He wasn't finna do nothing when he took them belts off. Talking hold my belts. Man, he wasn't finna do nothing.
So let me speak, you know, on the fact of like Jack, Elms, a lot of people, they play this clip of the reminiscing of when Anthony Joshua had his confrontation with Dominic Brazil. He was like, "Do you have a problem?" That was his one. He had his one confrontation with the U.S. and he sparked this man out. He got him out quick and easy. So
that's cute
when it comes to that.
That's cute. But Brazil is a notch below these fighters. I'm letting you know that right now. Brazil not even in the top 10 in the heavyweight division, in my opinion. Brazil, I damn near put Brazil below Oscar Rivas. That's how I feel about Brazil.
Brazil got a better resume than Big Baby Miller.
I don't care. How about that, Michael?
Okay.
Do Brazil got a loss?
I understand.
Do Brazil got a loss on his record?
You don't care. I understand you don't care.
Do Brazil got a loss on his record?
Anything combative, any kind of facts or anything like that to combat my statements. So you just saying I don't care.
I just asked you a question.
You look like a child.
Do Brazil got a loss on his record?
To who?
He got a loss, right? I don't care who it is. It's a loss, right?
To who though?
Tell me who Brazil beat.
Yes, he has a loss on his record, but to who though? Answer my question.
Anthony Joshua.
Who
has Brazil beat?
Who is Big Baby fighting next?
Anthony Joshua. So
is there a 50% chance that Big Baby Miller might have a loss on his record too?
So you saying there's a 50% chance that he can have another W on his record? Is what you telling me? All right, we cool then. We
glass half empty, glass half full. However you want to look at it.
Mike, I'm asking. All right, so tell me the best win on Brazil record.
Best win on Brazil record is probably a guy named Uga.
Yeah, he almost got. Yeah. Brazil almost went to sleep.
That was one of the fights of the year in 2017.
And Buddy don't even want to fight no more. He wasn't no real fighter.
Fighting again.
A real fighter would have came back.
Yeah, he's back.
He just came back. He was out for like 2 years.
Bro, he ain't set out for no damn 2 years.
You just say he fought in 2019.
When you get knocked out, man, some people are smart about their bodies. They take the rest of the time they need to have time off. They just don't just come back and get knocked out again like a guy like
Yo, we had Javi on, and this man literally said he gonna win the press conference. That was your argument. I mean, I don't even know how I would let him slide on that shit.
If you
what about the fight though?
He gonna win the fight though.
What about
if
the fight?
If you get in somebody's head, AJ ain't never had nobody really get in his head like that. Dillian White wasn't talking for real.
He is levels above
Big Baby talking about that man mama.
You from Alabama? I'm from Mississippi. Have you ever heard the goddamn term "let sleeping dogs lie"? You start poking that motherfucking bear. You start poking that damn bear. You start poking that damn dog. They gonna get up and bite your ass.
He ain't biting nothing.
Okay,
he's soft, just like Brazil. Brazil soft as pudding. That's why he said all that to Brazil.
So you're picking this fight already. You're picking Miller, right?
I can't pick right now. I gotta wait. I can't pick right now.
Let me go though. The fact is, I do think it's going to be an extremely entertaining press conference. I think that this is going to be one of those times where we're going to truly see how well Anthony Joshua can do with a guy who's constantly going to be talking trash about him. And on American soil, they're going to do a couple press conferences here, I believe, and then obviously some in the UK. So I'm just extremely entertained to see what this will happen, because we know when Fury and Wilder was doing their press conferences, it felt like at times Fury was getting the better of Wilder, and then seeing how Wilder would take that. This is one of those things, just like Javi was saying. I think Big Baby Miller is going to have moments. He's going to have a lot of things to say, and it's going to be real interesting to see how the well-groomed image. It reminds me a little bit of Oscar De La Hoya, where Oscar was more painted out as more of a a nicer individual, more well put. And then when he had these fights, with the Mayorgas and he was a little bit more confrontational like Floyd, is he going to speak verbally? He's going to be like, tell him, like, man, get out of my face. Are we going to see that side of Anthony Joshua? Or is he going to be cool, calm, collect? Like, you know what, man, I'm going to knock you out, bro. Don't even worry about it.
He don't want no confrontation.
I see people in the chat like, who is this guy talking with who is that guy talking? Look here, man. This our guy Javier. He's a mastermind. He's one of our loyal supporters, and really, I look at him more than a supporter now, man. I talk to him almost every day now, so he's like more like a friend now. But yeah, he's one of our Patreon members, man. And if you want to be a part of like Patreon and just be a part of this experience where we do bring on Patreon members every once in a while, maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, we'll do something special like that just to show our appreciation for them. But yeah, if you want to support and you want to be a part of the mastermind crew or a pound for pound supporter, head over to patreon.com and / the boxing voice and sign up. We got Border Wars on March 13th, baby. It's going down. Main event. Eric Cruz and our boy Canadian Jose for the WBC title. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Yo, and we don't forget about Mario, man. Mario about to say something like, how you gonna forget about him, man?
Mario don't even know who he's fighting because Anthony pulled out. I mean, he's injured. I understand. He just had surgery. I understand. I think he's seen Mario training.
I think he'll show up.
I think he's seen you training the homie. I think he got kind of nervous. He's like, damn, Mario already. We got 6 weeks. Is he already training? What
I'm not gonna lie though, Mike. I texted him this week, like early. It was like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, I'm doing my run. Where you at? Because I thought I was gonna catch him sleeping. Yeah, that motherfucker was training too, so he ain't nothing to fuck with. But yeah, man, I hope he shows up, man. I think it'll be a good fight. But if not, I'll be ready for whoever.
But yo, check it out. This is really what I want to talk about. Okay, this is what I really want to talk about. We already know the announcements made. We know that we got press conference. We already know Big Baby Miller gonna run up and say a whole bunch of stuff. But you already said it. What was it, Javi?
Them tickets. Them
I want to talk about them
motherfuckers.
tickets. Yo, I want to talk about them tickets. The floor seats, obviously, for a big heavyweight undisputed in the US is definitely gonna be expensive. It's gonna be around like, yeah, I got the map. So what is? I'm pulling up the IG post from Matchroom Boxing. You guys can look it up. It shows the whole entire Madison Square Garden. So obviously the most expensive seats in the front is going to be about $2,506. Now they're going to range, and you're going to go backward. I'm going to go backwards. It's going to be 1,256 to 1,006. I mean, once you start even getting into, before you even get into the nosebleeds, the cheapest tickets on that first floor is 306 in the way back. And then the nosebleeds way in the back, they're starting at $106.
Hey, what are you doing, man? God damn.
So $160 are the worst seats prices, and they're ranging all. It doesn't get any cheaper than that. What do you guys think?
Let me give you a comparison though. Let me give you a comparison. Okay. So when I went to the Wilder Fury fight, so people were saying them tickets was high, right? People were saying that. Well, the tickets I got, if I compare them to the same section, kind of in the same general area, I paid like $250 for my ticket. It's $756 in the same area at this fight. $756 for the same area. But that's crazy. That's ridiculous, to be honest with you, man.
That's absolutely, man. That is crazy, bro. Like, what are they doing? Like, what are they thinking? Like, are they thinking like more Brits are going to come, so they are going to be willing to pay those high prices? Because I'm looking like, bro, the cheapest one's 100. Ain't nothing in double digits, bro. They ain't got nothing in double digits. So maybe, just maybe, there'll be some tickets left on the day of that be priced cheaper. But I don't know, man.
Will this fight sell out at these prices?
Yo, I'm gonna tell. Let me read you a few comments under the Matchroom post or what people saying. Disgraceful prices. Not a bad view in the house at MSG, but wow, these prices are mad. Can't wait for the fight, but these tickets are crazy. Seriously, just silly prices for boxing fans to pay. Can't be serious with them prices. I mean, like, bro, these is like some of these is like UK dudes, like, bro, it's crazy. Like,
let me ask you a question.
They don't pay that. Some of the tickets aren't. Well, I could be wrong. And chat, help me out. Are these prices in the UK? Like, how much are the cheapest prices at the Wembleys and the O2? Like, give us tickets prices over there to kind of help us gauge. Are these prices ridiculous? Would you fly across the United States and pay what many people feel inflated prices, let alone on U.S. soil with U.S. fans? Would you guys pay this?
My guy Prime Time said, beer better be cheap.
Bro, that beer for them be busting your head across. They gonna bust you across your head for that beer.
Honestly,
is this gonna sell out though? You guys, do you think they're gonna have to drop the prices down to sell out, or you think it'll sell out perfectly fine and it's gonna be a quick sellout, or it's gonna be a long sellout? Like, what is your honest opinion?
Honestly, I think they're maybe overpricing themselves and maybe messing up Joshua's debut, because man, these tickets, man, like what was the tickets to the Canelo fight? Like, if you're coming over here and thinking, hey man, we're about to charge more than the Canelo, then you guys are sadly mistaken. We got a super chat from Andre Diakonu. I went to Wembley and spent $1,200 hotel, airfare, and tickets. So I mean,
you finna spend about $3,000.
Yeah,
if you're going to MSG.
You get a flight to New York for this fight, you're gonna probably be $9,000 to $1,000 range. Really.
So going off these prices, right? Now, obviously it's subjective to feel like what's the better fight and what would you rather go to. But Tyson Fury and Wilder hasn't announced their fight yet. If that happens, do you think at that point their tickets should either compete with these prices or be lower? And is that going to affect people to choose, if they had to choose which fight to go to based on their budget and what they can afford?
Be lower. Why would you go higher? No reason to go higher. You need I feel like that was a chess move for them though, to wait till this came out. So then you could be like, hey man, we not finna do this to y'all. We ain't gonna bust y'all head with these tickets.
Wilder Fury tickets will be a little bit higher than they were in LA. Probably not by much, but they will increase a little bit, because
depending on where it's at though, Mike.
No. Besides where it's at, because there is a more of a attraction for this fight. people know about this fight. People not really checking for this Joshua Miller fight, but people know about Fury and Wilder, so they can increase their ticket prices. Maybe not double, but yeah, a little 10%, 20% increase. Yeah, because they can afford to do that because there is a more of a demand for the Fury and Wilder rematch.
That would be dumb. It would be smarter to just go to a bigger venue and keep the same prices. I mean, because if you go to a bigger venue, you can probably sell that out. Actually, sell that out.
It ain't about the venue. It's about which city or which arena is going to pay the bigger site fee. You get paid from a site fee, and you get paid for the tickets.
I know that.
That's what you got to consider.
But I'm saying it would be better than just raising the prices and trying to compete with this, because this is crazy. Like the lowest tickets for the Wilder Fury fight was $75. The lowest for this is $106.
So you can expect the lowest ticket for the Wilder Fury price to be about $85, $90.
That's
now.
Cool.
Yeah,
but bro,
I'm saying not like a big increase, but a sizable increase to where the demand from the public is shown.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this. So they got on this map, the nosebleeds, it's like a small section for the two lowest prices. So for the $106 tickets and the $156 tickets, it's like a small section for that. And after that, it's $206 and up. That's crazy. Come on now, be real.
We got a super chat from Ohio Runs Boxing. If Matchroom takes food stamps, I'm going.
Yo, Ohio Runs Boxing. You better watch that Albert Bell fight. But this is my other thing I want to look at. With these prices, are these prices more catered for the U.S. fight fans, or is this something where they're charging high and expecting the UK fan base to come over and purchase a majority of these tickets? Like,
this is what I'm thinking though, Ron. That they're going to probably be half and half. You know what I'm saying? They're counting on substantial number of UK people to come over and view this fight. Also, you got the American public, so you got a population of 350 million. So I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to possibly do a sellout, but it's not going to go like it does over there at Wembley, where it sells out on the first day or in 90 minutes to an hour or whatever they proclaim. It's going to be a couple of weeks before this fight sells out.
It's not selling out, man. I don't know why y'all keep thinking that. It's not, dude. Mike, I just told you the same price tickets. I had a decent seat, bro. It's $756, man. Who is paying that $756?
Now, this seems a very obvious question to ask, but I just want to ask: if AJ would happen to sell this out, right, on U.S. soil, all tickets, like these prices, and let's say Wilder Fury, they sell out at lower amount or they don't sell out, does this officially make AJ the A side? Like him selling out the Madison Square Garden at these prices, would that allow him to be the A side? Or the fact that Anthony Joshua doesn't have a U.S. pay-per-view prevent him to have that statement because the fact that, you know, there's so many business factors? Like, would this be something they can benefit from on that side and say, no, we're the A side? Or is it just like, no, you need pay-per-views to compete with, you know?
Yeah, you pretty much answered your own question, Ron. You know, once the pay-per-view number comes in and it's better than 325 or 332 like they are reporting now, if they do 500 to 600,000, Wilder's going to be the A side. I mean, or it's going to be what they always wanted, is a 50-50 fight. So honestly, it's all going to be telling with the pay-per-view, because the zone, we don't really know their viewership. We don't know how many people are watching, and we don't know how many people are downloading. Well, they did say it was the most downloaded app when Canelo fought, so that's a good sign.
But here's another thing they're gonna say, and this is why I want to get your honest opinion, because these are valid points. He's fighting Big Baby Miller. Wilder's fighting Tyson Fury, which many people will feel is a better fight. You know, the fight itself, based off the opposition alone. So if he's selling out the Madison Square Garden with Big Baby Miller, you know, what do you?
But you got to look at Wembley though. Wembley holds when he fight, they hold like 90,000. So if you can get 10% or 5% of those people like to travel, which probably be 4,500 to like 9,000, then you're good. I mean, if those people travel over here and they add another 9,000 Americans, then you sold out the Madison Square Garden. So I mean, you got to take in consideration that he is going to bring more fans over here with him.
think about this though. All right,
And
so
AJ
we got
is like a fucking national treasure over there.
that's
He's
cool.
like the fucking poster boy for everything sports over there, man. So I mean, the guy got sponsors and he got partnerships. So I'm pretty sure that they are going to know how to market and promote this fight. And also, real quick out here before you speak, the press conference is next Tuesday in New York City. They're waiting a whole week to do the presser over in London. So that tells me that they're going to do a lot of marketing and promotion while they're over in the States. They're going to take these Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and do major promotion for this fight. You probably can expect to see AJ on all kind of platforms. Javi, go ahead, man. I see your eyes and shit rolling up.
So I just want you to think about it because your boy fighting too. Amir Khan and Crawford is fighting in April. Then if Wilder and Fury Wilder Fury come in and say May, and then you got Joshua and Big Baby in June. How many times is UK fans gonna come over here? I just want to know because bro, and also looking at the ticket prices for Amir Khan and Crawford in the same venue, they are way different.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Let's ask the chat. If you had to choose between Amir Khan and Crawford, and Anthony Joshua and Big Baby Miller, I'm pretty sure they're all just gonna go with Anthony Joshua. And
yeah, but you gotta throw Wilder in there too, though, right?
And they can go with Fury. You know, I always feel like Fury and AJ has totally different fan bases, but maybe the fight itself.
No, you might be right. I've actually always wanted to make that point, and I just never really like thought it out enough to say it. But I've always had that inkling, but I really am not sure though.
But I'm just saying.
everyone's there going AJ easy, AJ. Like that's the whole thing.
That's what I think too. Look, I love Khan,
like not even in competition.
Exactly. I don't think it would be. Like, look, if it were up to me, to be honest with you, I don't know. I probably would pick Khan, but at the same time, I don't really know. Like, I would if I could take the DeLorean, pick up the Khan, like the best version of Khan in like 2012, bring him back, and then have him fight Crawford, sure, I might want to pick Khan, but I can't do that. So I think I'd rather see AJ.
And think about this. If we're not going to buy the Crawford Khan fight, the U.S. public fans are already like, we're not pay-per-view. I don't know about that. I don't even think they want to come over and fly for that fight. I think they'll fly for the heavyweight fights, the Fury, the Wilder, the AJ Miller. Those are events. But go ahead, Javi.
And that same, so I'm looking in the same area at the Khan Crawford fight. It's like $110 for a ticket in it. And then at the AJ Miller fight, it's like $300, $400, and $700. That's crazy. So at the Khan and Crawford fight, it's $110, $140, somewhere around there. At the Big Baby AJ fight, it's around either $300 if you sit at the top, $400 if you sit in the middle, and then $500 if you sit at the bottom. Bro, like, come on.
Now my other question
out there,
the flip it. If Anthony Joshua just flops, right? And when I mean flopping, it's like doesn't get this quick sellout. They have to lower the price tickets. They're not really getting this event that, you know, that's perceived to be the sellout against Miller as a showcase fight in the US. Let's say he just doesn't do that. Is that going to eliminate a lot of that A side talk, or is he still the A side? You know, like is this more credit the fact that he can sell in the US at all, or is it just going to hurt him in the negotiations with Fury and Wilder if they do good?
It depends on how he performs too. It depends.
I think it does depend on how he performs, but honestly, I don't think it hurts him, to be honest with you, as far as market appeal, as far as the people that make the decisions, as far as the people running the arenas and all that, pay-per-view ad buyers, all that. I don't think it hurts him. Where it does hurt him is with the negotiations with Wilder and Fury. Exactly like you said, the winner that comes out of that fight says, look, we did 2 pay-per-views. They estimated around this. We did this, you know, blah, blah, blah. They can give certain numbers. And even if they are less than Joshua, if Joshua's not killing them in their own market, then Wilder and Fury can easily turn around and say, you know, look, you know, you're supposed to be this big old A side, but we only did this much less than you, or even a little bit better, whatever, around the same, whatever. It doesn't matter. Joshua has to come out and outperform them physically and financially. And I think he will, to be honest with you. I get, Ron, that you're just giving us a, you know, hypothetical, and it's a good hypothetical to think about because I think it does help the other fighters. But I don't know. I just think Joshua I think he's a big deal, and I think we're going to see it.
Absolutely, man. It's a lot more to come with Joshua and Miller. But on to the next topic, man. Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence, they're doing a press conference this weekend on Fox. Not Fox the fucking Go, not Fox FS1, not Fox YouTube, not Fox whatever else there is Fox. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more Foxes out there. I mean, we got like a lot of countries. So anyway, this is gonna be Fox American Television, like the regular TV, like that comes along with ABC and NBC and all those great channels. So I think this is like a monumental thing. Like I was like actually thinking and like looking back, like when has the last time I've seen like an actual press conference or two guys live on TV? And I thought about the heavyweights that got into it at the ESPN studios, and I forget the names of them. People were like telling me, but they really, I think it was Bo and somebody else, but they almost went to blows and like messed up the studio. So hopefully that don't happen this weekend. But yeah,
When
man,
that Lennox Lewis and Ready Bo?
probably so. Yeah. It was and it was in Ready Bo. But yeah, hopefully, man, a lot of people tune in and really like check this out because it's going to be major in my opinion. Like I haven't seen a press conference for boxing be on regular TV like they're doing. They're going to have all kind of special guests and they're going to have all kind of fighters to come up and talk about it, and they're going to have the main attraction, Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. So man, big deal in my opinion.
And in the comment, Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis never fought, so they couldn't have a press conference. You're thinking of Rockman.
Oh yeah, it was Rockman. You're right.
Yeah,
It was
Rockman. That's
I was just like, hold on, man, what is this fight? But yeah, it was Rockman, and I remember that. That was definitely like a big extravaganza I had over ESPN and all that stuff.
Oh, they tore that studio up. I remember seeing that video.
I mean, I saw that shit on YouTube. I'm like, bro, what is they doing in there, man?
But yeah, I definitely say like here, I remember when I was growing up, they had like glimpses and the weigh-ins and the final, the press conference and stuff on the TV shows, and then ESPN Sports Center will rerun it in their caps. And I feel like those need to be more on TV. Like you can have it on YouTube, but also I think branching out and putting it actually in small segments in between sportscasts and then playing the reruns prior to the fights, or maybe building it up before the Fox event, just so that people can see it who didn't see it the first time. Because inside PBC and all these other programs, like having it on one time, I feel like you still miss a lot of the audience. So definitely rerun these, play these throughout the week, show highlights, especially if it's like good quotes, get a little animosity, and at that point get the fight fans how it used to be, get the casuals to come and go, man, I've been seeing this crazy stuff. How UFC does it. They had their press conferences and all the other stuff. Show it on TV. Great job. And hopefully we see more of this. Hopefully it's a trend, because more boxing on TV of anything, commercials, press conference. This is great. This is a very great thing to see. I'm really excited. I'm very happy for this.
Yo, Wayne, man, you's a hater, bro. And you know what? I do the haters, man. I'm going to show you what I do the haters. Sit back, hit the motherfucking blunt, and laugh at them, because you never call in. Only thing you do is type in the damn chat. Never call in, and you lucky. We can't take a call this day because I know you won't probably call in anyway, so it don't even matter. But you are a chump, you are a troll, and I like you, man. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Wayne don't want no word. Wayne just want to type.
Smoke, man. He just want to type. You know what I'm saying? He probably 600 pounds typing somewhere, but it's all good.
And then real quick, just going back to that weigh-in and final press conference.
See me, Wayne. I'll be at the fight, bro. I'll roll up on you, bro. Don't matter. Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, man. March 16, I'll be there.
We got Wayne, you better come correct now.
On Friday too, dog. We got Border Wars on Friday too, man. You're more than welcome to come to the event. But
I'll say things too. I'll definitely be at the fights too. I'll definitely be at that Miller and AJ fight. I'll be working, hopefully credentials. So if you guys see me, I'm a pretty obvious guy to see. Say what up. Even if we disagree on views, definitely come up, say what up. I'm the nice guy. You want to run out on mic? Hey, that's between y'all two.
You are not easy to see, bro. You 5'2". Stop it. You not easy to see. I'll be in them. Lost in the crowd.
I'll be at them good seats though. You know what I'm saying? You'll easily see me.
Hey, I'm doing a big shout out to all the major supporters out there, man. We trying to get Ron to motherfucking Dallas, bro. We need Ron in Dallas, man. We need him commentating. We need his expertise down in Dallas. So if you mess with Ron and you really like Ron G, don't matter how you feel about me, how you feel about Mario, how you feel about this. If you mess with Ron G, give me a super chat right now, man. No matter how much it is, give me a super chat right now. Go on once. Go on twice. Go on
they say Ron gonna be hopping up and down, so that's how they gonna see me.
But yeah, Mario, we didn't get your opinion about the whole Mikey Garcia and Errol Spence having their presser on Fox.
You know, when you brought it up, Mike, it was a couple days ago, and you wanted to do a show. I think Ness was like, "Why do a show on that?" Like, I wanted to do a show on it so bad, and I was right there with you. To me, it's a huge deal. Like, I remember when Mike Tyson used to get like prime coverage. I remember when, you know, even the Lennox Lewis Rothman thing, like, you know, these fighters used to get prime coverage. They used to make the news. I'll never forget seeing Marcos Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales' famous clash. I remember seeing it on my local news. You know, now, of course, I do live in South Texas. It's, you know, about 2 to 3 hours away from Mexico, but still, like, it was on my local news. Like, that's how big it was. And so the fact that Fox is going to cover this, the fact that they're going to give it to us, just like you said, Mike, not on YouTube, not on Facebook. Like, you're not going to have to ask for the link on Twitter, you know, fucking hound somebody on whatever. Like, you are going to be able to go change the channel. My brother was laughing, Mike, because you said, yeah, you could change it to channel 13. Like, he's like, man, that's his local channel. Like, what's our local channel? But it used to be 13 for us too, so that's crazy. But yeah, man, I can't wait.
I'm dying. So the OTKP say Larry Holmes dropped off a car. I remember. I remember seeing clips of that. I didn't get to see that live, but
he
definitely.
That's
what he jumped off a car and drop kicked his opponent.
Yep.
Like,
hey, did Sonny Liston shoot a blank or some shit too?
Muhammad Ali. I think it was a workout or something.
Shit, bro.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, look, the last one I can remember as a kid, it was Winky Wright and Bernard Hopkins, and they had a shoving situation. But that's what I'm saying. Like, even though it wasn't as funny and extravagant as those moments, you can be watching live, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit's going down. They don't really like each other. You know what I mean?
Hey, we did have McGregor Mayweather.
Yeah, exactly. And as a casual fan, you know, sometimes those can even be better than the fights, they always say. And so as a casual fan, you're like, man, the hostility, look at them pushing, man. These guys really don't like each other. And then you start asking your boy, like, hey, you watch fights, right? Like, what's the story? And like, oh, man, he about to get his ass kicked on. Man, he been talking a lot, man. No, Anthony Joshua, the truth. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, Errol Spence is too big, man. I don't know what they talking about, man. Mikey Garcia's pound for pound. He moved up multiple.
Hey.
Like, that's what starts it. And then people go, let me go look on YouTube. And then they see the knockouts. And then they see, like, damn, this looks really good. And then that's how you get them.
I got a request. Errol Spence got to be drunk at the press conference. That's when we get the real Errol. Errol got to be on the hen dog when he comes to the press conference. If he ain't on it, it ain't going to be fun. If Errol drunk, that's when Errol started talking his shit. We got to get Errol on that juice. Errol can't come in all circle because that's when he all nice and respectful.
You want Errol Spence to be on some juice 1 month after the fight.
It ain't gonna go down like that. Like, I remember, you know, Ron started talking, and I'm thinking about, man, Mayorga, and who was it? I mean,
someone saw Bernard Hopkins. I forgot about that when he threw the Puerto Rican flag on the floor. Like,
I forgot about that one, but I was talking about
Mayorga and Oscar.
Mayorga and Oscar.
They had one too, but I'm talking about some. Mayorga was the worst person to bring up because now y'all got like 5 examples. But it was him and man, I can't even remember.
Floyd and him used to. Oh, are you talking about
Vargas?
Fernando Vargas.
Yes,
Fernando
I knew it.
Vargas.
It's so funny you were about to say it, and I was like, I bet he's about to say Vargas. Yeah, Vargas. I remember that one, and I remember thinking so stupid as a kid, like, oh, they're not gonna fight. They're just talking shit. And then boom, he slapped him. I was like, oh shit, Mayorga just bitch slapped him. And so it ain't gonna go down like that. These guys got too much class. These guys are elite level fighters. And you know, even though Earl's learned to talk his shit, I don't think it'll go there. But it's gonna be fun to watch no matter what.
All I know is I just want to bring it up.
Hey man, a big ups to Punch quote. Where he said, drunk during camp isn't smart. Ron is clueless.
That's definitely Javi. Javi was the one that said that.
We got a switch chat from,
I'm Ron. This is the voice of Ron. The other voice was Javi. You know,
we got
nothing like Ron.
Brian Atkins. Man, keep that energy. Get interviews and footage, man. Keep them the trolls at the gate. TBV is the shit.
What other topics do we have going on?
We got some news.
Shout out to Bama Boat. You know, Bama in the building, baby. Shout out to Bama Boat.
Let me do another quick roll call, man. What we doing? Shout out, man. Big ups to Double Jab, Johnson Matthews. Big ups to YG Knight. Big ups to Big Nick. What up, Big Nick? Big ups to Fellas Up. Big ups to Joel the Troll. Big ups to Fighter IQ. Big ups to Kareem Best. Big ups to Steve. Big ups to Juan. Big ups to A1 Middleweight. Big ups to ESW. Big ups to that guy Wayne. Big ups to Punch Quote. Big ups to OTKP. Big ups to Fanboy Killer. Big ups to who else we got?
Yo, I forgot. They said Mayorga slapped Mosley's girlfriend's ass. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hey,
You remember when Broner called Paulie Malinagi's girlfriend on the cell phone?
Big ups to King.
I've been watching that live as a casual on TV. Like, put these on TV. Like, that's
Bruce Lee. Big ups to
Wasn't that Broner that called Paulie's girlfriend?
Big up 7.
It had to be because that was, remember after the fight, he was talking about I just got the W and I took your girl or something like that.
Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and touch on these notes, man, and then we'll wrap it up, man. Just hey, we can't take no calls this night, man. It's flash it, bro, and I just feel like the voice of the people need to be heard. But real quick, did y'all see Eddie Hearn signing Filip Hrgovic? And yes. I already did a video on that, so if you want to go back on the page, check it out. But these guys, go ahead and give your thoughts.
I thought it was a great signing, honestly. I saw Mike's video, and I thought you did it with somebody, if I'm not mistaken, but it might have just been you. Yeah, it's a great signing. It really is. I think he's a potential AJ opponent for the future. He's a guy that I think they're going to bring along really slow. I don't think they're going to throw him in there with anybody quite yet, but I'm sure we'll get like one of those standard gate opponents. And who knows, like by the time he's ready, maybe Chisora's at that stage where, he's a strictly gate opponent, too old to offer anything back really. But yeah, it's a great signing. It really is.
Hey, he already fought the super gate man, Kevin Johnson. He already,
yep.
Kevin Johnson, you gonna have to put some work in to knock him out.
He stand on the back of the gate, like you get through the front gate. He stand on the back.
Johnson, who all prospects fight. He got Amir Mansour out of there in 3 rounds, and also he got
extremely good
Tom Little on his resume, all within 10 fights.
I know. I forgot.
Man. Mario, I know you said they probably not going to move him fast, but this guy's already moving fast.
That's true. No, and you're absolutely right. And I forgot about that Mansour fight. Like, that's such a big win for him. I just think that the fact that Eddie's got him, I think it's going to be a while before we see, like, promotions that are surrounding him. Like, that's more what I meant. Like, he's a potential star. I think he's got star qualities in his game.
And real quick, it is a co-promotional deal with Kyle Sutherland and Sutherland Brothers a promotion. So they're going to go jointly, and he has exclusive rights in the U.S. on the Zone and exclusive rights in the UK on Sky Sports. So his contract with the TV is sold up with this contract.
Ron, yeah, I mean, good signing. I think he has 7 fights. Everyone's saying 7 fights.
It's 7. It's 7 fights, 5 KOs.
That's even better. 7 fights?
But he couldn't get Kevin out of there. Just know that.
Who get Kevin out of there?
He couldn't get Kevin out because Kevin's strong.
He did get an 8 count in that fight, though. Don't forget, though.
If I got UK Roberts on, we'd be like, yeah, man, there is one guy that got Kevin out of there. Anthony Joshua, man. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? But look here, man. Thank you, this right here. 7 fights. 7 fights, bro. 3 top 25, top 50 opponents. I mean, come on, bro. Who's doing that? Name one prospect that's doing it right now.
I'll definitely say this though. He had a pretty good amateur background. I think he's from Croatia. He fought in the Olympics. He won a bronze medal. To remind people if they don't know who he is, he's lost to Tony Yoka. He's also lost him to the IABA World Championship. But outside that, he has a great, serious background. Even though he couldn't get past those guys, who he got past in the amateurs? He beat Joseph Parker in the amateurs. So as a barometer to kind of see where he engaged then, and he's moving really fast with 5 KOs out of his 7 fights. Hey, this is a good signing. And
Parker has an amateurs, boy. Junior Fonfara beat him. Shit, didn't hear Filip beat him. Damn, Joseph became a world champion though, boy.
He did.
That's
the next point.
Resilient, bro. Like he actually became a world champion after all those adversity that he faced in the amateur. So man, big ups to Joseph Parker. You are one of my favorite heavyweights.
But that's exactly what I'm gonna say. But let's see him translate it to the professionals. I think he's doing a good transition. So of course it's a great signing, and I think that this is once another great thing for the sport of boxing, seeing these guys get these headline announcements being signed on platforms. Now hopefully their career is guided and not going down, don't get any type of lawsuits like, Roc Nation or something. Isn't there something with Roc Nation going on, Mike?
Might as well go ahead and get into it now since you brought them up. They are going to sue an insurance company over Andrzej Ward's they said career-threatening injury, and the claim is worth $6.3 million. Go ahead and get your thoughts while I bring up the article.
Yeah, they said that what it was $6.3 million claim against London. Damn it, I forgot their name. Against the London insurance company. It's that big insurance company that everybody uses to make claims. But Roc Nation's had claims with them before. I think I read in the article that they had other things like with musicians and artists and other athletes too, and claims they've always had their
Lloyd's of London.
Lloyd's of London. That's who it is. Lloyd's of London. And they've always had no issue getting their claims. But Lloyd's of London rejected the claim, the $6.3 million claim that they had on the insurance they had on, Andrzej Ward. So they called it a career-threatening injury. Obviously, Andrzej Ward isn't fighting anymore, but he apparently suffered it right before the Kovalev fight. So the fact that he suffered it right before the Kovalev fight and then still fought, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, that's like a red flag.
It was one of the main reasons why he couldn't do road work that first Kovalev fight. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't able to do road work because I'm thinking it was of that injury. But being the fact that he fought twice is probably what the Lloyds of London are looking at. You seeing this injury happen before the fight, but you end up fighting twice. So maybe that's a issue or a sticking point.
Yeah, it was that knee injury, and so but he looked good, you know what I mean? So I don't know, that could be it, but we'll see. Hopefully, it all gets worked out relatively quick, because if the man's not fighting, then he's clearly hurt. It's not for a lack of opponents. I think at this point there's still guys out there that he could face, so you got to wonder.
And you brought up Sergey Kovalev in that conversation. Sergey Kovalev has been now moved in talks. I know Mike did a little segment if you want to go back on the Boxing Voice, but Sergey Kovalev versus Callum Smith possibility. I didn't hear it, but is it like 168, 175? Like, break this down.
I think Callum said he moving up, didn't it? Callum said he'll move up.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Joe Gallagher made that evident in an interview that he did with, I believe, Boxing Social or IFL TV last week, where he said that Kovalev, if they can't get one of the champions to unify with them at 168, then they're willing to move up to 175. And the guy that they're looking at and targeting is Callum Smith. And Kathy Duva came out and said that Callum Smith is on a short wish list for Kovalev. I think she said Better Beef, Alexander Govstick, Anthony Yard, and Callum Smith are the potential fights for Kovalev next.
Is this a cherry pick, would you say, for Sergey, coming to the fact that he had a tremendous performance, a great boxing
Absolutely
clinic that
not.
he did against the leader Alvarez?
Callum ain't no cherry.
Yeah. You put that cherry pick quick. Nah.
Hey, you know what's crazy though? They got Callum Smith. Callum Smith ranked number one.
I'm gonna tell you why he's not a cherry pick. Callum Smith is a unknown commodity at 175, and we've just seen what he did to a seasoned George Grove. We've seen Kovalev knocked out not once but twice now. Taking a guy like Callum Smith and not seeing him at 175, he could be even stronger at 175 because the guy's 6'3", almost 6'4", and he, to me, in my opinion, he shrinks down to make 168. So him at 175 could be a.
But I can understand. I can understand the question. I can understand the reasoning. I can understand the logic. But to me, I just don't think it's a cherry. I think the guy is a phenomenal talent. I've been a fan of his for a long time now, and he's definitely shown that he is legit. Is he world class? Is he on that elite level? I don't know. But I think a fight against Kovalev would help us to figure that out. And so I don't think it would be a cherry at all.
I'm interested just because the fact that if they do fight right away, we won't have a barometer at all. And we did see Andre Ward go from 168 to 175, which many people regarded at the time as one of the better fighters, going through the Super Six, defeating a lot of great champions, and then having adversity with Sergey Kovalev, and then having controversy around his wins, having to go and rematch him. So at that point, you know, this is an older Kovalev. This is a defeated Kovalev, but this is also a reinvented Kovalev that looked tremendous. And Callum Smith looked great in that tournament. And congratulations for him. I definitely think he's one of the stronger fighters in the 168 division. So moving up to 175 is definitely put a question mark, but I'm interested. And if he beats Sergey Kovalev, welcome to 175. I think a lot of people will be jumping on that train heavy.
That set up a big fight in the UK too, because you know they got Anthony Yard moving up these rankings fast. So Anthony Yard, they could set up if he beats Sergey, they could set up a UK clash with him and Anthony Yard and sell out some shit and make another superstar in the UK.
I would like to see Anthony Yard beat somebody like on that list, like a better beef type name, and then like for them to fight would be huge. But at the same time, you're absolutely right. Yes, that would be a good name too. But you're absolutely right. They could just go ahead straight to it and have that fight.
And if you're listening right now on YouTube, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the visibility of the show, and it shows Ness that we can work while he's out, so he can be able to go to more fights, more camps, and get more footage while me, Mario, and maybe Ron stays back and just work in the studio. Also, if you want to go one step further, go ahead and go over to the boxingboys.com/affiliate sponsors and click on that Amazon link. Bookmark that link, save that link, and do all your shopping through that link. It costs you absolutely nothing, but we do get a little kickback every time you use that link. So go over and shop and buy stuff. And it's tax season, so anytime you buy anything during tax season and you're thinking Amazon, think the Boxing Voice and bookmark that link and do all your shopping through that link. Back to the show.
What other topics we got? We got what? Andrew Cancino.
Yeah.
Tell him watch his mouth.
And Baltimore. What's your
take it away, man? Yeah, that's your boy, Gervonta, your man.
Hey,
yeah, go ahead, Hobby.
Cancino, this ain't Machado. This is not Machado. You will get hurt.
So let me get this right.
Machado. Machado just lost to this.
That's what I'm saying. I said this is not Machado. Like this ain't
Cancino, the WBA super.
Oh no.
He's the WBA regular, which
that's why everybody was talking shit before.
When many people still feel like how Alberto Machado won his belt against who he fought should have allegedly got that belt, but you know,
but it never went down that way. So you know, it's not like they can make Castillo any sort of super when you know Machado
is at this point now. And I feel like many people feel that Tank is the super, so just let it roll that way, even though there seems to be corruption or confusion. But what do you guys think? I think Tank would just win this fight. I just think that Tank has world-class power.
I don't think Tank should take it at all. I really don't. I think he needs to get he needs to get a name on his list. He needs to get somebody that casuals and hardcores alike can rock behind.
Didn't Tevin Farmer call this guy out?
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna
he's
big.
Like,
man, and like everybody but Tank.
He's been calling everybody. I know that's what I was about to say. He's been calling everybody out but Tank.
Yeah, and the thing is, like Tank, when I meant that kind of like world-class power, he has very world-class power because he's big as hell in that weight class. So,
bro, Jojo Diaz stopped this man. Come on now, Jojo Diaz stopped Cancillo. So you think Tank ain't gonna stop him?
Don't bring up Jojo Diaz stopping nobody around me.
He don't need to take this fight. There's nothing to gain from it. Like he beats him, everybody's gonna say you should have beat him. You lose to him, you're fucked.
Do you rather see this fight instead of the tension fight that's been talked about?
Oh fuck yeah! Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're gonna put it that way,
man, hell no. Let Tank get his money, man. It don't matter. He fighting WBA regular. He gonna knock both of them out anyway. Why not get paid more for knocking tension out?
Man, y'all don't stop doing this to that young man over there in Japan. If y'all don't leave tension alone, that's called bullying. That's called bullying.
He's doing this
tension don't even want to be out there.
This company has a deal with Floyd Mayweather. If they see fit for tension to get in the ring against Davis, guess what? He got to get in the ring against Davis because he's.
I don't understand the logic behind that
I'm not
fight.
getting embarrassed no more. I'm throwing that spinning back kick. I'm throwing it.
You have them Japanese mafia come after you and saying you ain't doing something. Okay, all right, tough guy.
Tension like the Bruce Lee over there.
I'm throwing a spinning back. I'm
throwing.
kick against.
We have Andres Fonfara. He's a retired. I really don't know much about the guy. Maybe you guys can give a better insight than me. But yeah, he's retiring.
Well, yeah, man, he was definitely an opponent. I don't know what to say about the man.
I mean, you guys have been watching boxing longer than I have, so
yeah, no.
More about him and more about his career. Was he an overachiever? Was he a guy that just can get?
Listen,
Mike, hold on, bro. You cannot do that to somebody retired. I don't know who he is, but man, the man retired, man.
I don't know much about him.
He's been in there with Adonis Stevenson, Chad Dawson, Nathan Cleverly. He fought Adonis Stevenson twice, and a lot of people thought in the first fight that he had a really good showing. It's one of the reasons why the rematch was able to fly. But he beat Chad Dawson. He beat a lot of really talented guys. He last fought June of 2018, and so if he if he stays retired, he's going to retire with a 30-5 record with 18 KOs. Originally from Poland, he started fighting out of Chicago, and he had a huge following in Chicago. I remember that he fought at the ballpark one time, and I don't remember where he was telecast. It was with another Polish fighter,
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Yeah. His best wins were like Byron Mitchell, Glenn Johnson, Chavez Jr., Nathan Cleverly, Chad Dawson
for sure. Gabriel Campillo, I remember he fought Gabriel Campillo too.
He beat up Cleverly. Okay, cool.
But yeah, man, he was he had a really big following in Chicago. There's like a lot of people from Poland that live in Chicago, and he had a really big following. He used to draw really big, so it's a significant retirement. Fonfara is definitely a fun fighter to watch, and I will definitely miss watching him fight.
And I think from that point, he did have some issues in the past about some steroids, but outside that, he never got to win a world champion. But he has a pretty good record, and hopefully everything is the best with him. He takes his career and passes on to better things. He's been trained by Joe Goosen, so hopefully maybe he can still stick around in boxing. If he doesn't box, maybe he can teach, go to a gym, train, something like that. If he's still going to reside in Chicago has a great boxing scene. And I think that at that point, if he can help grow the sport, salute to him.
He's only 31, Ron.
Extremely young,
Yeah, turning 32 this year, but still, I mean, we've seen guys fight a lot longer. So, but you're absolutely right. Hopefully he can help out the sport on the other side of the gloves.
Now, one thing that surprised me, and I was very, very excited about, Badu Jack is going to launch his own promotional company. Man, it's going to be called what is it going to be called? I guess Ripper Promotions, and I think it's a good move for him. I mean, he's getting older, you know what I'm saying? So he's one of those fighters that's transitioning, and it looks like he's going to go the promoter role. Go ahead, Roger.
I was gonna say that cut is extremely ugly. I think I think he's probably looking at his health, he's looking at his wealth, and then he's combining and thinking like being underneath the mentorship about Floyd.
Badu Jack Promotions.
And
he has his first event Friday, May 3rd from the Five Palms and Jamira. I don't fucking know, but it's over there in Dubai. So that's
original. That's an original name.
I know, right? But yeah, man. But being the fact that it's over there in Dubai tells me that he potentially have some big time investors from over there.
I know he's very popular over in the Middle Eastern region, from what I've seen outside looking in. And I feel like he's always been tremendous.
Hey, that's a direct quote from the business manager, Amir Abdullah. Badou is very popular in the Middle Eastern region. He has a tremendous business mind and is eager to put on some great events in Dubai. So yeah, man. We have tremendous support from the Dubai market and our investor group with some exciting events planned. We are excited to launch the promotion and deliver great entertainment to our fans in Dubai, starting with the May 3rd event. So there, man, they're getting the ball rolling, and man, big ups to Badu Jack, man, branching off and making another stream of revenue for himself.
Yeah, I remember before that he got to the Mayweather camp, or Mayweather gym, I should say. He actually had
man, like just the the path that he been on. I remember saying
Yeah,
in interviews
it's
he used to
crazy.
ride the bus to even go to the gym to even train, and now he's
Well,
opened up.
he came over to the country like it was like we had nothing, you know what I mean? And he still promoted a lot of his own fights. So it was like one of those things where, I mean, I said country when he got to the Mayweather facility, like you know, he had nothing. Like he just showed up and instantly gravitated towards the guys there. So yeah, he has a great story. He really does.
And Jack is like one of my favorite fighters. Not the fact that he's overly talented in the ring, because he has a will about himself in the ring, and also he's a hard worker, man. He goes, nothing was ever given to him. He has a lot of, I mean a lot of controversial draws, and I just think the guy is extremely dedicated to his craft, and I'm just impressed with his transition, his whole come up since I've been really watching boxing. I started watching boxing like 2015, 2014. So, well, no, 2015. So, seeing Badu Jack, like his whole, like I've seen his his whole kind of emergence to being one of the dominant 168 and 175 pounders out there. So big ups to him.
Yeah, I was like Jack in his story, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was maybe the only boxer to ever represent Gambia in any Olympic game. So if that is true, like that is a really big deal. And from his career, he became a world champion, multiple times competing against great top guys. And from that point, just the testament of his last fight, even though many people was like, please stop the fight, you saw there was no quitting in Badu Jack. You saw that from start to finish with that headbutt and that you know, cut in his head. He's a very symbolic individual, win or loss. And I think that if he takes his promotional company and guides the boxers properly and really looks into it more to help them out than just get financial gain and hurt other boxers' career, then I embrace him in the boxing community. And hopefully that he can give his wisdom and advice to help other fighters and not have them shelved or you know, or messed up when improper decision making or mess them up financially. Hopefully he can guide the boxers more than just being boxers. And I think that's someone that could probably do that, and hopefully he sets the program. So congratulations to him. I wish the best for him in that business endeavor.
Yeah, final bit of news, man. We have a Showbox card tomorrow night, Showtime Friday. It's gonna be headlined by, oh my God. Well, you can't pay me $1 million to say this name, man. Shah Jahan.
Ergashev.
Yeah, Garcia versus Mikaela Fox. They're gonna be the headliner. Also, we have Jesse Angel Hernandez versus Thomas Ward. That's gonna be a good fight. I actually looked that fight up and seen that Thomas Ward was undefeated and Hernandez only has one loss. So, but he has don't really have that KO pop, and neither does Ward. So
there's an NABA super bantamweight title affiliated with it.
That fight got a belt on the line, so it's probably going to be a damn good fight. Do you guys know much about either one of those people that I just mentioned? Well, all
the dude that you, I know that name. That's why I said I can't pronounce that.
Ergashev.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Uzbekistan.
Crazy amateur background.
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
I'm trying to think was the last time you fought.
Oh, Ron, use that fight RQ, baby. Let us know. Do we need to put money
in December 2018?
Hold up. We'll talk about that tomorrow on the bench.
I mean, I'm not putting no money on no man with a name like that.
No.
Yo, he fought 5 times last year.
This dude can crack. Okay,
bruh,
I'm talking about.
You told me the same thing about King Tug, and he ain't finished.
No.
No, he's 15-0 with 14 KOs.
All right, King Tug was the same shit.
Exactly. He told, King Tug hit so hard. King Tug gonna knock.
Did he win though? Okay.
We bet on the knockout because of you.
On me? Was it?
Yes.
Me?
You the one who said I watched him in the fight.
Was that me or was that Ness?
Media workout. You said I watched him in the media workout. And King Tug, he could crack.
So we're not gonna give credit. Hold on. We're not gonna give credit against his opponent because his opponent was looking to do the damn thing too. So
y'all told me, Claudio Morel ain't got no chance.
Because I saw him to spark Oscar Escadon. He put that boy to sleep. Okay,
but
he put him.
Hrgovic. Mario, help me out.
It is Hrgovic.
Hrgovic. Yeah. Now you said he has a deep amateur background. Okay, Ron G. Leave me hang.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sorry. Yes, no, he definitely does. I think he has some crazy like 200 wins amateur record. I don't know. Just Google it. I'm sorry, we can't pronounce his name. but I've seen him before many times. He's with Salidas Promotions, I think. I think that's one of his fighters. So at that point, this is a Showbox case, right? And what does Showbox typically do? They bring guys who have undefeated records to face other undefeated fighters. I think Fox is undefeated, right? So this is really where hype jobs or hype trains, or they get started or get crushed or destroyed, or just amazing early prospect fights. And at that point, this is what Showbox is supposed to be intended for. So Showbox can be some of the worst fights you'll ever see in your life, some of the pointless fights you ever seen in your life, and then some of it could be the next stars.
I love Showbox. I mean, where
it's just one of those. It's like a hardcore
fights,
hardcore,
Yeah, no, definitely. But it's just it's a good platform for guys that wouldn't get that platform for a few more years. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I miss ESPN too. But they said that Ergashev represented the national team for a while before his coach advised him to become a professional. And it looks like a big part of that was money. He was ready to start making money. Didn't want to be an amateur anymore. So at least we know that.
Yeah, man. Big ups to him, man. Also, we have Nico Hernandez on that card. Also, he's fighting. Let me see who he's fighting again.
That kid fought in the Olympics before, right?
You think so? Yeah. He's fighting Victor Garcia. So hopefully it's probably a showcase fight for him. And they're gonna move him on up, and he's gonna be I think he's gonna be pretty good, man. I think he's gonna end up being pretty good, but I really haven't seen him that many. I think I've seen him like once or twice. So
I think I've seen him in the amateurs. I think he won the bronze medal. So definitely that's a pretty good Showbox card. Like when you think about it, like a lot of these guys, they have a pretty good amateur background. So it's really not that hard to find who's good, except for just watch the fight and tell for yourself. So I didn't even know Nico was on this card.
All right, man. There we have it, bro. We did it. Flagship Thursday, homie. We got it through the whole show. Let's go ahead and wrap it up, man, and give our final thoughts. I guess I'll start it off, man. Big weekend, man. We got Rob Brant, and it's really in his A-side ESPN debut, where all the chips are stacked in his favor. He got a hometown fight. I mean, where his birthplace is, or at least like something like that. And also we have Leo Santa Cruz this weekend. He's fighting Rivera, Big Baby Miller, AJ Sign, Garcia, Spence. They have a press conference this weekend. We got a Showbox Friday night. I mean, it's a big weekend of boxing, man. A lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to watch starting tomorrow night. So, hey, I'm ready. Are you ready? And we will do a Rob Brant live fight chat. Even if these guys are busy, I guarantee you I will be there for you guys tomorrow night.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for the fights this weekend. I think the Fox card is going to be stacked. It's going to be good, despite the fact that the main event is going to possibly be a little weaker than expected, which is saying even more than that because we thought it was going to be weak in the first place. Definitely the ESPN card is going to be solid too, and Showbox. So we got a lot. We'll have it all recapped on Sunday. Ness will be back. We'll be taking callers again, but we will be live once again tomorrow. And that Rob Brant fight review would be pretty cool. But catch me at Mari Mugia on Twitter and on Instagram.
Gross1911 on IG and Gross2312 on Twitter.
Javi, you want to say some words?
All right, man. I'm gonna just give my little outro. Hey, do y'all think y'all should do the betting show tomorrow though? Because I just thought about it since all these cars start tomorrow.
And that's what we're doing.
Oh shit! I thought y'all said Saturday. All right, never mind.
I'm doing on YouTube, not on Patreon. So everybody, you get a little sneak peek tomorrow. Something we normally don't do, but since Ness is out of town, I felt like it'll be better than we do it on YouTube than not doing it at all.
All y'all gotta do is buy a little cup of coffee on Patreon, and you can get these little tips, man. We trying to get y'all some money. That's all we saying. But yeah, it should be a good weekend of fights. I'm really excited to see Brant, Joshua Greer, Leo come back, see what he finna do. Cause Leo ain't fought since like June of last year, I think. So it's been a little while. Mikaela Mayer with that long pool stick jab. Who else? AJ being a bum, and AJ, AJ getting flustered at the press conference. I'm ready to see that happen. Hopefully Errol Spence gonna come with some energy because you never know with Errol, he might be all respectful, and I really don't. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Errol that was talking to Crawford in that hallway that time. That's the Errol I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the nice Errol. I need the Errol that was talking to Crawford. And then if we can have some fun. But we can't be out there born. And I think, we're going to see Omar Figueroa. I think he's going to knock Buddy out. To be honest, y'all love John Molina Jr., but I think he'll knock him out pretty early. And that's it, man. That's all I got. You can follow me on Instagram at just_call me Javi.
And then my final thoughts, this is Ron. Appreciate you guys really just coming rocking with us. You know, I know a lot of you guys were originally here when Ness was, and we all came aboard after. Obviously, Ness is nowhere to be found on this episode or the last episode, but he will be back. And we appreciate you guys being here religiously and supporting us, you know, listening to the show. We definitely wanted to make sure that you guys just didn't have any type of missed opportunities to hear us laugh, talk about boxing. I know some of you guys listen to us for work, workouts, walking your dog, let alone the fact that maybe just to get some little extra insights or just poke fun of some of the panelists and just feel like we don't know what we're talking about. But we appreciate you guys being here. And from that point, we're going to keep going the show no matter what, whatever circumstance. We're hearing the voice of the people. Appreciate you guys coming here. And then tune into the more episodes. We'll be serving up crow to the panelists on Sunday. But you can find me at Ron G FIQ. Watch Showbox Friday. Watch ESPN. Watch the Leo Santa Cruz, Fox. Watch as much boxing as you can to support it, because we all know that this is a niche sport, but it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what you guys here and everyone else watching the sport is just allowing it to get bigger and get your friends and family and the casual fans. So once again, appreciate you guys coming here on the Boxing Voice.
Peace.